everybody, this layout is a response to 2 challenges. The first one is Fiona's Pit Challenge, and the second one is this Blog Sketchabilities Challenge. And so the first thing I'm going to do is try Fiona's pit technique that she wanted us to try in her challenge. I've got this die cut that I made with an old Sizzix die that looks like, it's like a frame that's film strip. I am painting this with a soft Lumiere kind of chartreusey green, which is a beautiful colored paint. Lumiere has Pearl-Ex in it. And then I am going to apply 3 layers of UD, ultra thick embossing powder, as she instructed in her tutorial. And you're welcome to watch her tutorial on how to do this technique. So I didn't really do a tutorial on it. I'm just showing that I'm moving through the technique, and I do it really quick. So the next thing that she did was she sprayed it with, she had Cosmic Shimmers. What I had on my desk was Heidi Swapp's Teal Color Shine, and it's a similar kind of thing, but one of the things I'm finding is it's not making the pits. So I give up on the pitting and I stamp into it with that background stamp because it wouldn't pit. Now I'm going to be scrapbooking this photo, so I'm testing out my frame on the photo, and I'm realizing the frame is too small for the photo the way I want it. So I'm thinking about it, and I decide I'm going to cut the frame so that it'll go on top and on the bottom like that. And I've sped this up really quick because this layout took me a long time. Right now I want to prepare this craft cardstock to do some multimedia stuff on it. So I start by just putting some gesso down in the shape that the sketch kind of asks for. And then this is Forest Moss Distress Stain. I'm going to dry that. This is really fast, guys. And then I've got Cactus Stays On, and that is like, it's a Bo Bunny stamp. It's almost like a cobbled road. So I'm just putting it down, and I wanted it to kind of look like lizard skin because the title of this layout is Lizard Eyes because he's got those glasses that look like lizards. Okay, testing it out again. I'm going to frame it on that darker green cardstock. So I'm putting my craft cardstock onto that base. And then this paper is basic gray. And I've cut that strip and I glued it down. And now I'm embossing with Wild Wasabi embossing powder with the same cobblestone, just to give it even more texture. Hold on to your pants, guys. This is a fast one. It just took me a long time to do all these things. I didn't want it to be like a 40-hour video. So I finally finished embossing, and I've got this Fiskars punch, and I've made a border there. It represents the scallop border that's in the sketch. And now I'm still testing things. I'm going to put that black cardstock on there to just kind of ground it. And I'm saying, how does this frame look? I'm just kind of looking and testing. And then I realize that I want some brown in the areas where I've done that embossing. So I get my watercolor paints and just watercolor brown into just in the areas where I emboss, so it's kind of an embossed resist. So that's what I'm doing, just putting brown watercolor in those areas. And it's a semi-opaque watercolor that I'm using. And then I'm going to take a tissue and dab it off a bit so that the resist will be obvious. And now I'm using my vintage photo to just distress everything. Distress the thing, distress the background, just kind of, you know, make the color a little more consistent. It's a boy layout. I'm really liking this. It was fun to make. I'm putting down my borders. And I'm going to go off screen and use my sewing machine here. Oh, first I mount my photo on the back side of that design paper. It has like just kind of a green with orange circle pattern. So I'm mounting the photo. And I didn't know whether I wanted to leave that larger border, but I changed my mind and trimmed it off, and then I distressed it. Lots of distress. And that's the sewing that I did. I sewed all over that layout with my sewing machine, and now I'm using my multi-matte medium to adhere the frame that I did with Fiona's challenge. As I was saying, for some reason I don't think the Heidi Swapp Color Shine has the same chemistry as the Cosmic Shimmers that she has, because mine wouldn't pit. It just made like a big it just made a skin on the surface, and the Color Shine just laid on the surface, and so that's why I took the stamp and stamped into it to give it that texture, because I didn't want that frame to have kind of a cool pitted texture, but the technique apparently didn't work with the products that I had, unfortunately. So there's my lizard eyes that I've put on there. Those were, that's a Cuttlebug die, and these tags are a Cuttlebug die as well, and I'm just adding some brown baker's twine and fitting those in there. You can see my son greeting me. So, and I did, this is really fast. I've sped this up to 4 times, but it's still, you know, we're just testing where we want those tags. Getting close to the end of the layout. And I love how that frame looks. And I'm doing my journaling, just saying that we had gotten those glasses at a dollar store and that Jack really liked them. And I'm using a different chevron stamp from Bo Bunny, and I'm stamping on that tag first with the olive green, and it goes onto the frame but not onto the picture. I was really careful not to stamp on the picture. And then with the timber brown, stays on. Now I'm putting I'm putting my journaling tag in, and I'm going to do the journaling on the other tag also. Okay, and then I'm going to glue that one in. And trim everything up. And then I wanted to add something to the tag that I had, the center darker brown tag. I just wanted a little more embellishment. So I'm going to heat emboss the word fun with an arrow pointing towards the picture. And the, I believe the font is American Crafts, and the arrow is a Heidi Swapp stamp. So now I'm just stamping it with the Versamark. And then I'm going to use the same wasabi embossing powder from Stampin' Up! To put that arrow on there. And that's the layout. There it is. Lizard eyes. I love it. It's fun. And that was fun doing all that mixed media work. And here is a still photo of the whole piece so that you can see it all. Good night.